Hi everyone, Sue Bilka again here from the Treehouse, and this is my number 2 episode of my blog series. I had an interesting week since putting out my last uh, video for you all. I've received a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and one in particular really struck me at the heart of what it is that I'm doing here. Somebody said, "Why do I need to know about this?" Excellent question. So that's where I'm going to go today. Just a little recap of what we talked about last time. Um I want to go through the list of masculine energies and feminine energies just so that you have, again, an idea of the flavors of both. And remember that I'm not talking about men and women here. I'm talking about masculine energy, feminine energy that lives inside of all of us. Now, in future episodes, I'm going to be talking about where we naturally lie on the continuum of masculine to feminine. Um, and so I'll touch a little bit into that today as kind of a foreshadowing of something to come. So just to recap then, masculine energy is analytical in nature. It's linear and logical. It's focused and direction oriented. There is an emphasis on achieving goals. So our society is based in masculine energy. It's where we get our assertiveness from. It's prioritized, task oriented, so that idea of making lists and crossing off the list is masculine in energy. It's where our competition comes from. So those are the kind of the parameters of masculine energy. And just to recap then, feminine energy, which lives inside of each one of us, is intuitive, it's creative, it's in that flow of life. Um, when things just seem to be moving in a particular flow, it's feminine energy. It is emotional. It is where we connect to our emotions. It's where we create connections with each other. Multitask oriented. You would think that that kind of goes over in the masculine area, but for the masculine, it's one task and then the other, whereas feminine energy is all tasks going at the same time. Um, Feminine energy is receptive, and it's where we find empathy. So that's just kind of a broad overview. And again, I'm painting with big brush strokes here so that you can get the flavor of these things. Of course, there are ins and outs and particulars to each person that vary from this, but just so you have a wide overview of what it is that we're going to be talking about. So the question is, why do I need to know this? I just love that question. So let me give you an example of when feminine energy and when masculine energy might be having a choice between the two, making conscious decisions about when to use masculine energy and when to use feminine energy might come into play. So let's just pretend that I don't have children, but let's just pretend that I have children and I am working in a very masculine energy sort of job, which I don't, out of choice, because I don't deal well with that. But let's just say I'm in a high stress job. There are deadlines that I have to be focused and directed. I have to be meeting quotas and so forth. So let's just say that I'm in that for 8 hours a day. Then I hop in my car to go home to my couple of kids and my husband, and I I'm having to deal with traffic and knowing that I want to get home, so I'm still in that masculine energy. And let's just say, for instance, that I walk in the door, my husband's been there an hour, and and he's sitting in front of the couch relaxing, not in front of the couch, on the couch, relaxing, and maybe drinking a beer, after a hard day at work, and the place is just a mess. Now, here's where we have the choice. We can either stay in that masculine energy and start giving orders and making directional commands from our family, and we'll get the job done, and we may even be right in our decision to go with masculine energy and get the job done and get it done in an efficient manner so that we can all sit down and have dinner together. Or we can go at it from a different direction. With the knowledge of masculine and feminine energy, we might be able to stand at the door and make a decision. Do I want to be right? And you may very well be right in, damn it, we need to get this done so that we can have the rest of the evening. Or do I want to be happy? And making a feminine energy decision in a time like that might just create more happiness in your family. It might just help you connect more deeply with the people you love. And it might allow them some space to understand how you all work together as a team. So you might walk in and say to your husband, gosh, it's so good to be home with people I love. I'm really tired. I'm going to go take care of myself for a little bit, take a bath, take a shower. Would you do me a favor? In the time that I'm in there, would you help the kids to clean this place up some so that when I come back out, we can have our time together? And in so doing, not only are you coming from your softness and getting the work done that needs to get done in the house, but you're also asking the masculine presence in your life to live from his masculine. And in the scheme of things, and you'll find out more as I go along in this video series, igniting our core hearts is what brings us greatest happiness in life. Now, will this work every time? Probably not in the beginning. We all have to kind of get used to these ways of using this energy. But the more you work with it, the more it starts bringing more and more happiness into your life. So another way to use masculine and feminine energy is in your own life, not just with the people in your life, but with yourself. Now, you've seen me looking down here at my notes. Okay, I have my notes here. What I've done here, because I am a person who by nature is very feminine, and so I'm not so direction driven and focus driven. In fact, where I do my best work is just speaking from my heart in a very free-flowing sort of way. But I also know that I have 10 minutes to make this point with you. And so I need to have structure in place. So what I've done is I've created my own banks to the river. I have made my own masculine direction so that I can be the river and just speak to you from my heart. So yes, I'm looking down at my notes. I'm looking down at my masculine direction and focus so that I can speak to you from my heart. So that's another way that we can use masculine and feminine energy. So I'm going to look at my last note here. Upcoming videos. So yes, in upcoming videos, I'll talk to you more about how you can learn where you are in the continuum of masculine to feminine. Many women think they're closer to the middle ground than they actually are. I was one of them. And since I found out where I actually lie on that continuum, oh my God, my life has opened up in ways that are like a dream to me, including making this video. So I hope that helped you to understand a little bit more of how you can use masculine and feminine energy in your life. And as we go each week to week, more and more things will start to come into focus. Please continue to give me your questions. Go to my website, which is suebilka-personalcoach.com, and ask me your questions, and maybe you'll see your question here answered on my videos. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again here from the Treehouse very soon. Bye-bye now.